I am salty about YouTube's new AI content labeling system. This has been in the works since last November, and we need to have a talk about it. In the following days, there will be a self-labeling system in place that will only be available through YouTube Studio Desktop, and there will be a toggle in the details section of the upload where you will have to choose whether or not your content has been altered or synthetically generated by AI. The first question that comes to mind is, do I need to label my content as AI generated? If you're only planning to use AI for small adjustments, like extending a background image or using an AI tool to remove the background, like the screen, or do like small video effects, the answer is no. You don't have to disclose that. However, if you're planning on using AI voice cloning, voice changing, voice synthesis, or deepfakes, the answer is yes. As a general rule of thumb, if a viewer can easily mistake your content for something real, like a real person, real place, real event, you have to label it. You can find a list of examples down in the video description, as well as the link to the Help Center article, where's there like a more extended list on that. And I think over time that list will get fuller with more examples. Will my video get fewer views if I use the AI generated content label? Short answer, no. The altered or synthetic content label does not limit the video's audience, so even if you have to disclose that you have used AI, you can still reach your normal viewership. In addition to that, I often see people complain about shadow bans on YouTube. There are no shadow bans. If you don't get viewed, it's very, very likely people just don't enjoy your content. What happens if I don't disclose that I used altered or synthetic content in my videos? Basically, if that happens occasionally, YouTube will just like give you a little slap on the wrist and put the label in for you. You cannot remove it, however, if they put it in automatically. And if that happens on purpose and consistently, you will get penalties like getting kicked out of the YPP if you're already in YPP, and undisclosed videos might get removed from your platform. And as a reminder, if a video gets removed for community guideline violation, which this would be, then you will also receive a community guideline strike. Can I earn money with my AI content on YouTube? As long as the altered or synthetic content fulfills the YouTube monetization policies, yes, you can earn money with your videos, AI videos on YouTube. However, there's a fine line between enhancing your videos with AI by, for example, using a green screen, and getting into reused content territory that will kick you out of the YPP or deny you entry if you have never been in the YPP. I have some examples for you. Letting an AI voice read Reddit stories falls under reused content, especially under the mass templated programmatically generated content. That is a subset within the policy. This will get you kicked out of the YPP and would still require the content label for altered and synthetically generated content. The second example would be having an AI voice as a fictional interview partner asking you questions. This would be fine for monetization, but you would have to disclose the use of synthetic content since you're using someone else's voice to generate the questions. The third example would be, I'm talking to you in person, the background has been removed by AI, replaced with another image, and that would be fine for monetization and doesn't need to be disclosed. So there are 3 use cases that you can orient yourself on. So let's get back to my opening statement. There are some issues with this whole altered or synthetic content label. First of all, like YouTube addressed some of the issues we pointed out last November, like for example, they absolve basically all of classic video production, editing, AI use cases, like for example, the screen or summarizing a script or extending a background image. All of that has been addressed, which is fine. I really appreciate that they went their way and like talked to us about it. The other thing is it leaves still some uncertainty regarding the monetization. The monetization paragraph in the Help Center article is literally 1 sentence, and it doesn't differentiate between the different use cases. And I do think that is going to cause some confusion among creators. If you want to know more about it, please feel free to ask questions in the comments below or join me later for a Q&A stream this week. I will talk about this in more detail. If you send in your questions up front, I'll make sure to get back to a YouTube employee and discuss it with them to have clearance on that. All right, on top of that, from my understanding, this feature will launch without the ability to set a default value to the upload settings. That means if you've never touched AI in 20 years on YouTube, you would still be required to put in no every time you upload from now on. And that is something I'm not sure is the best way to handle it, especially if you've been on the platform for so long and your content doesn't even go near the AI content label. On top of that, you cannot upload this, or you cannot set this from a mobile upload. That means if you have an AI generated or altered short that you're using and you want to use the YouTube Shorts music library, you cannot do that, since you would have to upload through desktop right now. Or you use the YouTube music library and you upload through the mobile device, but then you cannot declare that you've used AI altered content, which is kind of a pickle, and from my understanding can lead to community guideline strikes. So this is something also very, very confusing. I hope we can get clearance on that as well. Yeah, let me know what you think. As I said before, I'll be hosting a Q&A live stream later this week, which will hopefully touch this topic as well as a few others that are still pending. And otherwise, subscribe for more YouTube updates on this channel. And I'll see you either in the videos, on the streams, or on GG/YouTube or GG/YouTube Gaming.